Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now overall, today I'm not going to be talking to you guys about price or anything like that throughout the market. We are seeing that nice pullback on Bitcoin, which is a healthy correction before the next major stepping stone for Bitcoin to take. Now I do believe that we are in a major bull run. On the macro view, I think that we look beautiful, especially for a lot of altcoins. Zilliqa was the main one to really watch for. It showed us the main view on all of our altcoins, and I'm very excited for the rest of this year, as all of you should be as well. Now, today we are going to be talking about RippleNet with CBDCs, the future of finance, the evolution of what we are utilizing on a day-to-day basis, aka our payment network infrastructure. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few exciting things. So first off, I have a few reports from Gold Telegraph. One, we see breaking news. China has said it wants to push bilateral relations with Russia to a higher level. In the first meeting between the countries since Russia started the war a month ago, China's foreign minister Wang Yi, I'm hoping that I'm saying that name right, I know I usually butcher them, I apologize if I do, told his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov that the two sides will to develop bilateral ties to even firmer. Now, I want you guys to understand what is happening right now. We are seeing the push away from the US dollar rapidly. I think things like this is exactly what we should be watching for closely, especially right now as the push for CBDCs and regulatory clarity is ever growing. It's a major area that is being focused on currently. We also see here again from Gold Telegraph. Now this is the IMF. The IMF warns Russia's sanctions threaten to chip away at the dollar dominance. You don't say. Now, I've been addressing the dollar multiple times. I've been telling you guys to watch it in terms of the value, but also, what is happening around the world that it's really going to lead to the collapse of the dollar. Everyone continues to say, yeah, the dollar continues to pump. It's so, high in, value. I want you guys to understand that it doesn't matter what the current structure of the dollar looks like. Things like this with the Russia sanctions, not only the Russia sanctions, but things like, China and Russia working together to push further, relations, this threatens the dollar greatly. We also see, again, from Gold Telegraph, breaking news, Brazil's central bank more than quadrupled its foreign reserves in Chinese yuan last year, trimmed holdings of US dollar. The shift underscores China's growing economic importance to Brazil, where it represents 28% of international trade, more than twice the United States. Its next largest trade partner, World Bank data shows. I want you guys to understand that BRICS is currently moving forward, away from a US dollar dominated payment infrastructure. This is where we should all be pushing our focus to. I know that there's a lot of things going on in the world. I know that there's a lot of things happening within the crypto market as well. But if you are an XRP holder, maybe you're not even an XRP holder, maybe you're a crypto holder, you should be watching things unfolding greatly within this market, because we are ultimately seeing the disconnection away from SWIFT and a move towards something much, much bigger. We also see from First Squawk. Now this is exactly the confirmation that I was just telling you guys about. BRICS countries will be at heart of the New World Order, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister says. I want you guys to understand what is happening here. I know that, I'm personally watching things happening with the dollar. Right now within the United States, within the entire world as well, we are seeing a major push away from the dollar. Why is this? Well, one, not only are we absolutely ruining the economy by continuing to print massive amounts of money and doing absolutely nothing about it, but also we continue to utilize the SWIFT network as a financial weapon. These areas do not want to be under control of a US dominated payment infrastructure. Not only that, but who wants to be a part of the US dollar when it is massively inflated and ultimately losing value day by day by day. I also want you guys to pay attention to things that are happening within the Senate as well, as we are seeing a lot more of these major, events unfolding and these conflicts continuing to widen day in and day out. We see alert Russia and China are leading a new world order. Russian foreign minister says, Forbes reported. This is exactly what, this basically is. The BRICS countries will be at the heart of this. I'm telling you guys, watch things happening within this space. The Russian ruble has bounced back to almost its full value since before the West imposed economic sanctions over the invasion of the Ukraine. Now that we are seeing the sanctions not working, as we do see down here by BlackBerry XRP, the sanctions are not working. SWIFT is essentially dead. Okay, I want you guys to understand that when we are talking about SWIFT and we're seeing the collapse of SWIFT before our eyes, the next major stepping stone is digitization. This is all one massive play. Things are happening, and the puzzle pieces are falling into place perfectly. And that's exactly why we are seeing a major shift towards, guess what, is the next stepping stone? CBDCs. Now, I've always told you guys there's a few CBDCs that could be implemented. One is, of course, the wholesale, and two is the retail. I'm all for wholesale CBDCs. They are within the financial institutional space and the banking scene. I am not for a retail CBDC. I do not support them at all. But we are seeing, a major shift towards a CBDC. In fact, U.S. Senate Elizabeth Warren says it's time for the U.S. to move towards creating its own central bank digital currency. And we do see within this article, I don't know why everything is continuing to reload. I think it might be a pushed update on Google Chrome. I do apologize for the wait. Let me make sure that this is loading. 1 second. All right, so I'm going to pause the video real quick and unpause it when it loads. All right, so overall, we do see here, I think it's time for us to move in that direction. Again, this is all for creating a CBDC. So a lot of banks do wrong. If you think we could improve that in a digital world, the answer is sure you could, but in that case, let's do a central bank digital currency. Yes, I think it's time for us to move in that direction. And of course, we do see, a question on whether Bitcoin will face at minimum being regulated like a commodity. I think it's going to end up getting regulated. Again, this is talking more so using the subprime mortgage financial crisis that started in 2007 as an example why it's needed. She didn't say what form regulations might take. And again, announced a bill to block cryptocurrency companies from conducting business with sanctioned companies. This was in March, by the way. Now again, we're seeing a lot of things happening within that area, more so on regulations. But we do see would allow the U.S. president to add non-U.S. based crypto companies to sanctions list if they support sanctions evasion. Now we do see here, again, this decade's real estate bubble, more so talking about cryptocurrency. The whole digital world has worked very well like a bubble works. What is it moved up on? It's moved up on the fact that people all tell each other that it's going to be great, just again, like it was for the real estate market. How many times did people say real estate always goes up and never goes down? Honestly, when we are talking about the bubble of, crypto, it's only a bubble if you are investing in complete and utter garbage. Like when we're talking about things like, meme coins and things that don't hold value, yeah, those are the bubble. But, even similar to the dot-com boom, you had a ton of these, terrible companies coming out, but then you had the few that did survive, like Amazon, Apple, etc. For the most part, like when we're talking about things happening during that entire time, only the legitimate names made it out. And Ripple, most likely, in my opinion, is one that will make it out. A lot of these utility gems that are doing incredibly well, HBAR, XRP, XLM, things like that, these are assets that have a clear-cut vision for the future of crypto. Do I think that we're going to see a major crash throughout this market? Do I think that regulations are going to spark a major debate on, hey, what is and what is a security? 100%. I think that we're going to see a lot of assets disappear off of the, exchanges. But again, I also see a bright future ahead for a lot of these major utility gems. Now, all while this is happening, we also see Ripple pilots a private ledger for central banks launching a CBDC, right? This goes back to March 3rd, 2021. Now, again, 80% of central banks were already actively exploring CBDCs at that time. We see, a few challenges and things like that. But ultimately, I want you guys to focus on the XRP ledger for a second, because as we are marching forward on an adoption of digital, currencies, what is the main focus here? One, of course, interoperability is a main issue, but it's more so sustainability, cost effectiveness, reliability, instant payments in general, transactions per second in terms of scalability. All of this the XRP ledger has already solved. And not only does the XRP ledger solve many of these issues, you actually see that transactions on the CBDC private ledger are verified by the same consensus protocol used by the XRP ledger, which is far less energy intensive and therefore less expensive and 61,000 times more efficient than public blockchains that leverage proof of work. Now, with this in mind, I want you guys to understand that these banks, I know a lot of people said, why would they choose the XRP ledger? Why would they choose Ripple? Why would they choose to utilize XRP? It's all competitiveness. You got to understand that this is competition. Wherever they are going to find the best efficiencies, they are going to move in on that. Ripple has built this for over a decade. They have planned this. They have seen this coming for a very long time. Things are rapidly shifting. Things are evolving. The death of Swift is happening before our eyes. And Ripple is a clear cut and dry candidate to become the main player within this area. Ripple joins the Digital Pound Foundation, designing a path for a CBDC forward future, October of 2021. Things were moving during this entire time. The puzzle pieces were falling into place as we continued to see major innovation within the CBDC area. And again, we already know that there has been CBDC pilots and launches on the XRP ledger, and things are moving towards that right now. And in fact, in terms of adoption of this technology, we actually see the IMF yet again, Russia-Ukraine crisis could boost crypto adoption. Also, the IMF believes sanctions on Russia could end up eroding the dominance of the US dollar. I want you guys to understand that when we are talking about this Russia-Ukraine conflict, I do believe that this is going to streamline crypto adoption. But ultimately, I do think that it's going to streamline CBDCs and digitization of finance in general, because at the end of the day, they are seeing that when we're talking about sanctions, they do not work. This is the ultimate game-changing move. It's the idea on, okay, if sanctions do not work, if SWIFT essentially is no longer a financial weapon, we need to do better. We need to move forward on, of course, digitization of the dollar, because we are already seeing a major conflict happening with Russia and China, aka the BRICS nations in general. Okay, so pay attention to things happening right now before our eyes. I don't think a lot of individuals are woken up to the fact that things like this are leading us up to the big finale. The big finale is the move away from the traditional SWIFT system to a massive, new, innovative digital infrastructure. Now, like I've said, I fully support wholesale CBDCs. Retail should have the choice between fiat and digital currencies. And the reason why I say that is because at the end of the day, when it comes to fiat and it comes to digital currencies, not having your money fully tracked, not having the invasive I would say viewpoints on, of course, your money is a big game changer for a lot of individuals. So I would say a wholesale CBDC is fully welcomed in my opinion. Retail CBDC, I would, just kind of go back to the drawing board on that. I don't think anyone really wants a retail CBDC. Of course, maybe these elites would most likely impose that because, again, it's all for control matters. But I will say this, as we are seeing things heating up within the sanctions and the, Ukraine-Russia conflicts, I really do think that this is pushing a systemic risk really streamlining that area for a push for CBDCs and digitization of the payment infrastructure. So with that being said, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, if you guys do want more free content, or not free content, but just content in general, more so like exit plans and stuff like that, you guys are more than welcome to go check out NCashOfficial.com. But with that being said, I hope that you guys all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.